Hello guys, today I'm doing the oil change on a 2009 Harley-Davidson. It's a ultra classic. I guess this video can apply to any touring bikes of the same year. So today for the oil change, and I'm doing just an engine oil change, you're gonna need oil pan, funnel, the oil itself. You're gonna need an oil filter. I prefer the chromed one. You're gonna need I think it's a 1/4 inch the Allen key, or you can use a ratchet, or you can use a 5/8 socket, and you're gonna need some paper, and of course you're gonna need an oil filter wrench. This is the one from my Mercedes. It fits perfectly over the filter, or you can use something like that. It will work as well. Now to identify the plugs. So if you look in an oil pan, you're gonna see 3 plugs. So in the front you see this one. This is the engine oil plug. This is plug. Don't take this plug out. And the transmission oil plug is inside over here. Okay, that's a transmission oil plug. So for the engine oil change, I'm gonna take out this plug, and this is where the drain, the oil is going to drain. So first thing what you need to do is you need to ride a bike for a little bit just to warm the oil. It just helps it drain. So to take the plug out, we're just going to loosen it up. And usually that's enough, and then you can just turn it by hand. Make sure you don't turn it all the way, because the oil is going to start coming out. Okay, now I'm going to put my oil pan under. Okay, so I got my oil pan under there, and I'm gonna reach my hand and I'm gonna unscrew that plug. And I dropped it because it's really hot. Alright, so I'll let it drain. And now that the oil is coming out, you can just open the filler cap, and the dipstick just helps the oil to flow. So the oil is almost out. I'll just wait. Okay, now that the oil is all drained, it's recommended that you change the O-ring on your plug. I don't have one at this point, so the plug looks okay to me, the O-ring, so I'm just going to reuse it. Also, this is a good time to inspect your plug, see if there's any deposit or any metal pieces on your magnet. Oops, sorry. Okay, and when the oil is done draining, you just reinstall the plug. I also use thread sealant. It's a Loctite thread sealant. I just apply a little bit on the thread. It just helps just apply a little bit, turn around, and just helps to seal the oil, so it makes sure it doesn't leak. Okay, and I think the oil is done draining. so I can just reinstall the plug. Also a good idea to put a piece of cardboard, because the oil keeps dripping, so when you're going to remove, there's not a lot of height there, so when I remove my oil pan, I want to put something that it's not gonna Okay, this part's done. Now I'm just gonna move to the oil filter. Now, before you remove the oil filter, I usually take some paper towel and I just put it under, because you're gonna have some oil coming out for sure. So this paper towel just helps catch it. Okay, now I also have some extra hoses around, so it makes it a little bit more difficult to remove. And of course it's hot, because I just came home. Let's see. Maybe I'll put some gloves on. And as soon as you have it out, just pull it and tilt it up. Just like that, and just pull it out. Okay, now just careful to wipe the surface. Alright, the oil filter. So I usually just dip my finger in the oil that I drained and just apply a little bit on the gasket here. Doesn't need a lot, just basically to wet it. Okay. Tighten it, don't over tighten the filters, doesn't need a lot. Okay, so now just gonna pull the dipstick out, wipe the funnel, make sure it's nice and clean. Put the funnel in, and I have 2.5 liters in this one. So the engine takes about a gallon. I think it's calls 3.87 liters. Need to put the bike on a jiffy stand, because I have a little piece of wood that's holding it there. If you see, there's a little piece of wood just to keep the bike a little bit higher. So I'll pull this wood off, and then I can measure the oil level. Okay, so now just the bike is sitting just on a jiffy stand. I'm gonna put the dipstick back and we're gonna run the bike maybe for 30 seconds, a minute, just to fill up the oil filter and all the hoses. So the bike is running. Make sure your oil pressure light goes off, and we've got some pressure here. Now just let it run for about 30-40 seconds. Okay, now let it sit a little bit just to drain the oil and let's see what the level is. Okay, so I'm half full, so I need to add more oil. And it's full. So if you noticed, the dipstick has two scales. One is on a jiffy stand and one is upright on the bottom. So I'm reading on a jiffy stand, and right now my oil level is about here. So considering that the oil is still cold and this level is for hot oil, that should be okay. And that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.